What's up, everybody? Keith, the Profit Lifter. Today, we got some cool stuff. We are programming your AI chatbot. And there is, or this is, sorry, not your chatbot. This is actually your call bot. So if you are a small business owner like I am, and you get inundated with phone calls, you've got all these people coming in, all this stuff going on, but you don't know how to just handle it. Like there's a lot going on. This is going to be the training for you. There's a lot of really cool features and updates that we're going to dive into, and a lot that we're going to be looking at and going through while we're doing this. And this is actually just one of the things we're going to spend the rest of this month just going over AI tools, talking with them, helping you guys get comfortable with them because AI can be really intimidating and really confusing if you've never used it, or maybe if you're new with it. There's a lot to look at and a lot to understand, but we're going to take the guesswork out of it. So we're going to get started. And I'm going to be walking you through how to add your AI call bot to your Profit Lifter account. And this is actually a very easy process, but I think you're going to see that as we get into this and as we start diving into this, there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to need to address, a lot of things that we're going to need to talk through as we're going through this and think about. But that's all right. That's what we're here to do today. And if you're joining me, let me know in the comments. Let me know that you're hanging out with me. Give me a hi. Let me know where you're hanging out from, and love to see everybody who's engaging with us. So let's get rolling here. So to start with, we are on your dashboard inside of your Profit Lifter account. Where this is all going to take place is in the settings at the bottom left hand corner. So little green arrow and the gear icon. We're going to go to settings. And the quickest way to find this right now is it's right above this AI conversation AI version 2 beta. We're going to be going over that next week. That's actually an upgrade to the chatbot, which I'm excited about. But we're going to go to voice AI agents in the background here. And with this AI agents, this is where we're actually going to be setting up your call bot. Now, before we jump into it, before we get too deep into it, I want to talk about what the AI call bot can do, what it can't do. Just make sure that we're all on the same page. This is a new feature, and this is something that is going to be enhancing over time. Definitely going to be building out, but for right now, it does not make outbound. It does not make outbound calls yet. You'll see as we get in here and start setting it up, you'll see a little button that says outbound calls coming soon. So that is a function that will be coming up shortly, but right out of the gate right now, it doesn't have that. But where this is going to help is inbound calls, people calling you, taking support tickets. If you're on a sales call and you can't reach an inbound call, your AI assistant will be able to do it. You'll be able to trigger workflows, send emails, send text messages, all sorts of things with it. So that's what we're going to focus on today. And then as it starts expanding out, we'll expand it with you and make sure you've got everything that you need right there for it. So in the back here under your AI agents, we're going to go to create agent. And here we're going to name it. So we're gonna call this first one just receptionist. And I'm in a demo account here. This isn't actually our Profit Lifter account. This is it's just a demo. So it may not work. I may need to. You know what? We're going to do this. We're actually going to just set it up for our Profit Lifter account because I told the team I'd be doing this anyway today. So you guys are just going to get to see me do it for Profit Lifter and walk you through it. So again, voice AI agents. You can see we don't have one. So let's hop in and create. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to call this one our receptionist because that's exactly what this is going to be doing. Business name. We're gonna take out the extra characters so it doesn't confuse the AI. Now from here, you are going to be able to choose from a list of different voices. There's a lot of them, and I like one of the things that I'm really happy about seeing is that they've got like calm and composed, clear and concise, smart and friendly. But if you want to test these out, you can come in here and test them out and find the one that you like. All right, she sounds kind of AI. Let's see how Amelia. Okay. Amy, clear and concise. Okay. And let's check out some of the guys' voices. Arthur, he sounds British. See what Brian sounds like. Here we go. I like that one. So I'm going to stick with Brian for this one because I like it. I think it sounds good, and I'm happy with how that came out. So next, it's going to ask agent's initial message. Now, I do have ChatGPT pulled up over here because there are going to be some things that there's going to be some stuff in here in just a little bit that we're going to need this for. But first thing we're going to think about is agent's initial message. So we're going to change that to hello. You've reached Profit Lifter. How can I help? And one thing that I am very cautious about and that I like doing is I like disclosing up front that like, look, you caught the AI. Like this is the AI. Um, you've reached Profit Lifter, AI receptionist. How can I help you today? I like that. Nice full disclosure so that way they understand they're talking to the AI. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to be setting up our agent goals. And the agent goals is going to be like, what are we trying to do? Now, there are two different versions. If you look in here, I'm going to make the screen a little bit bigger here for you. Maybe a little smaller. There we go. So there are two different options here. You've got a quick, easy, just down and dirty, get the information, do what needs to be done afterwards, and just push it forward. But you also have the opportunity to switch to advanced mode. So we're going to start with the simple one. So what are the details that need collected? We want to collect their name, email address. I'm not worried about their address because that's not going to impact somebody making an inbound call. And then contact issue. Now, the next thing that the options that you have down here, and this one will always be checked. It's add call summary as a note to the contact. So this is going to be you can go through and see the conversation, see what's happened, and create a note for it. But then from here, we have trigger workflow when call is complete. And what this is going to do is it's going to put that contact record into one of your workflows. Now, I'm in my Profit Lifter account, so I've got a cajillion different workflows that we have built out in here. But we are actually going to the next step after this is we are after we go through the initial setting here is we will hop in here and create a workflow for what we want it to do. But since I don't have that done yet, I'm going to turn that off. We're going to hit receive email notification post call completion. By default, email is sent to the sub account admins at the end of each call, meaning that if you're an admin in the account, you should be there. But in here, if you have it, like let's say you've got somebody who's helping to manage phone calls and working on that side, you're going to be able to set up who this is going to go to for specific people. So I'm going to make sure that Brett gets it. We're going to put we're also going to put our admin team or our support team in here as well. And that should be enough. And then from there, if we want to end it right there, we can hit next. And then from here, phone numbers. This is where you're going to pick the phone number that is going to be answering. So like you can have different now the beauty of this is like if you have multiple phone numbers set up. So for example, like you can see that we've got a couple different numbers that are in here. So like we've got our main number, our advertised number, we've got my number, we've got Brett's number, and we've got a more of a local number that's going to be there. So this is really cool because if like if you're handing out your phone number and like you can set up one specifically just for you as the business owner that is just going to be for you. And the thing that I like about that is like, especially like with salespeople, things like that, it's going to collect a bunch of information and then you can have it just send it to that person. The other thing you can do is you can set working hours for the agent, meaning that you can set when they're going to be available. So, like, let's say Monday, if you want it from 8 to 5. The beauty of it of this though is that this is AI, meaning that it'll work 24/7, and you don't have to pick a time. And then from there, all you would need to do is hit save, and it's going to upgrade you hit save and take care of it. Now, you do have an ability to upgrade to unlimited AI. We're going to be going over that next week, hot and heavy. We're putting everything together for it. That's going to give you that ability that you can actually have unlimited calls, unlimited text messages, unlimited conversations, unlimited, just basically unlimited everything when it comes to AI, which is phenomenal. This is going to save you guys so much time and money and really help out in that process. But whenever you're done, if you want to keep it simple, you hit save there. But that's not good enough for me. I want to come back here and I want to look at the advanced mode um, because that's what we do. We want to see how it's working. So once agent is created, an advanced goal cannot be switched back to basic. So you can see right here that it is mapping out all of your questions and and what's going to happen afterwards. So you can see background info, introduction. You're my agent 325, dedicated customer support specialist at Profit Lifter, focusing on assisting my clients. Your goal: gather contact information, and if applicable, use the appropriate tool when the caller query matches the configured tool trigger. Instructions for handling call queries: if the caller asks a question, check whether the question matches a tool's trigger condition. If the question matches a tool's trigger condition, use the tool immediately without gathering additional information. Now, this is really going to depend on. This is something that you need to really take a step back and think about. So, what I'm going to do is this: we are going to we're going to grab all of this for right now, and we're going to create a Google Doc for this just right out of the gate because I want to break this down for you, for me, for everyone, making sure that we all have everything that we need. We call this AI Callbot programming. So what we're going to do is we are going to. I need to increase this. My old eyes aren't seeing this real well. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to look at this and I want to I want to break this down and make sure this is saying what it is. So you are my agent 325, a dedicated you. I don't know why they called it that. I'm going to leave it there because it doesn't really matter. Specialist at Profit Lifter, focusing on assisting my clients. Your goal is to gather contact. Yep, I think that is perfect for the goal. Instruction for handling callers' inquiries. Okay, if the caller asks a question, check whether the questions match a tool's trigger conditions. Now, where this is going to fall in is down here under this. You can see a good prompt. A good prompt will allow the agent to better interpret. Yeah. So next, we're going to set up actions. So from here, we're going to do a call transfer, and we're going to say transfer to live representative. And the number. Now, when you're programming your numbers in here, whether it's for a transfer or anything, always put your +1 in here. That is your country code, and that's going to It's going to make sure that the call can be made. So I'm going to put in our local number because we have this ringing to several people. 3639. Okay. When should the call transfer take place? Um, if the user would like to speak with a live representative. Okay. So now that we have determined that if they would like when they would like to speak with you as a or when they would like to speak with a live representative, we're going to transfer them. Okay. So if the tool, your goal. Okay. I think we're going to go for general rules for handling callers' queries. Avoid asking, stick to provided information only. Yeah. We're gonna come right down here and we're going to create one. Allow. Trying to remember the verbiage that they used here. Yeah, they use caller. Allow the caller to request to speak with a live representative at any time. I always like this just kind of as a fail safe for stuff that like I hate getting stuck in AI. I always want to make sure that we're answer that like if somebody wants to speak with a representative, they can do that. When they do use the call transfer trigger. Okay. So we've got that. Tools triggers use the tool immediately without gathering additional information. Okay. What to say before transferring the call. Please hold. We are attempting to transfer you to a live representative. Please be our office hours. Okay, so this just made me think of something. Allow caller to request to speak with a live representative and at any time use the transfer trigger. If the caller requests to speak with a live representative outside of business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, then what's our other trigger? Let's go ahead and save that. So now we have that call transfer locked in. The thing that we are going to be looking at is, come on, let's get going. All right, there we go. Next thing is workflow trigger. And we are going to call this submit a ticket. And then from here, we are going to need to select a workflow. So what we're going to need, and I'm going to make this available for everybody. So if you are hanging out with me, make you a viewer on here. if you are hanging out with me, I'm going to give you access to this Google Doc because I'm just going to keep track of all the notes and everything that we need to properly set this up. And I will have more polished training coming out shortly with this as well. Okay, so what we need to AI Callbot. That is an H2, so I've got it right there. Okay, so we need to think through workflows to use. This would be ticket. We're going to call this support ticket. We're going to put sales callback. And what else? What else? We'll think of some others as we get into this. And then we're going to call this AI programming. And we're going to put that one in the same one, so that way we can have it all right there. And I'm just making this a little easier to use and read and understand. Okay. Okay, so from here, we're going to need a support ticket. And I think I might have one. Hey, look at there. Support ticket workflow. When to use the trigger. When caller requests to submit a support ticket. Now, one thing about this is that anytime you're adding functions like this in here, you're always going to need to go back and tell it what you're going to have to go back and program it in and let it know what you're doing with it. So we just told it when a caller requests to submit a support ticket. So now we need to think through. Now we need to think through introduction. So with sales support tickets, let's see, sales support tickets and answering client questions. Okay. All right. So now, when a caller requests to submit a support ticket, caller ask a question. So the first thing now with this, our instructions for handling the caller's queries is going to change a little bit. And guys, this is why I wanted to jump in so hot and heavy on this on this side, because everybody's business is going to be a little bit different. But like knowing having your call bot actually programmed to handle all of these different things, you want to have it ask the questions of how it can help. So we're gonna start the call by asking how you can help. Then list the options of sales questions, support ticket, or 3. We're going to say general question, Okay, so sorry, my brain's going and my mouth isn't moving. I forgot I was live for a second there. Okay, so for general questions, I want to change this up a little bit because, like, it needs to be very incredibly specific to your business. Um, so using, we're going to call this questions about using Profit Lifter. And for speak with a live representative. Okay, wonderful. So what we just did is we basically created a tree of four different options. So when somebody's coming in, they're going to be able to talk. But now we've just outlined four different options for them to be able that are going to change their path. I'm going to. I need to map this out for us because my brain is already getting there. We're just going to come into mind maps here. Let's see where I'm at on my board. Oh, this is a big empty board. Cool. I'm gonna come way over here. All right. So we're going to start with an inbound call. Let's see, which one do I want? Sorry. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. Ooh, that's tiny. Cool. We have a lot of space to grow. Okay. So now we have, this is going to be an inbound call. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to AI receptionist. Delete that. Okay. So from here, now we are going to have sales questions, support ticket. What else are we doing? We're going to call this just general questions here because that's basically what it is. Delete that one and talk with a live representative. Did I spell that right? Apparently I did. Cool. All right. So the AI receptionist is going to call. It's going to pick up these questions. And if it's a support ticket, we are going to send it to our workflow. If it'll let me copy that. Support ticket workflow. We're just going to call it that. Okay. So that is going to submit it as a support ticket. Okay. Without gathering. Okay. All right. Now let's hop back here. When trigger requests, what to say when the workflow is. What to say when the workflow is being triggered. I am submitting your support ticket now. Please look for a response within 24 business hours. Agent will exactly say the above message before triggering. Um, okay. Submit a ticket. Okay. We're going to try that. We're going to see how that works. And we're going to submit. So as you can see in this advanced view, you can see that you're able to come in, update information, send SMS, update contact field. So let's do that. Let's see, what field do we want to update? I don't think I have any fields that I need updated with the clients, um, but you can, if there is something that you're collecting, you could put that in here. I don't think I have anything for that one that I want to use, so we're going to skip that one. And the other thing that I want you to see here, guys, is under this, you can actually come in and create multiple action names. So the action name, let's call this one update payment. We'll call payment update. And you can see this is really cool. This will actually pull in from your SMS templates that you have. So if you've already got these built out that you're using, you can come in and just grab one of these um, and use that. That one doesn't have what I need. Here is the link to update your payment information with Profit Lifter. And I don't have that link right off the top of my head. So we're going to let that be for right now. Okay. So this SMS will be sent with the message content. I'm going to have to figure out where that's at. And well, yeah, I'm not sure where that is. When should the SMS delivery take place? If client asks to update their billing information. I am sending a text now with that information. Is there anything else I can help you with? And that's it. So as you can see, this is going to get very complex. Like my brain is actually just massively triggering right now, just thinking through like all of this, like, okay, how do we want to use this? And the beauty of this is with these cold transfer, like with all of these, if you want to have multiple things, multiple branches, you could really build this out to be just about anything that you're looking for. Which it's going to get really crazy really quick. But one of the things that I want you to be careful of is not to don't jump too big too quick. Like when you're dealing with something like this, like what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to pick one or two things to start building out. I'm going to map it. I'm going to put it in, watch it, make sure it's working, and then from there, then I'm going to be talking with the team, figuring out what other stuff. But I'm also going to be looking at like when somebody calls in, what are other ways that we can talk with somebody, or we can get this to reduce our workload and make it where I can lean into the AI instead of us working on it. All right. So the last thing that we want to do is through here. I want to look at our AI programming again. I want to come back here because just adding this one section kind of sent us into a tailspin there. If the caller asks a question, check whether the question matches a tool's trigger. If the question matches a tool's trigger condition, use the tool immediately without gathering additional information. I do not like this. And the reason I don't like this is because if they want to, like, if they say, hey, how can I help you, I want to submit a support ticket, and they haven't actually said what the support ticket is, that's going to be a big problem. So that's one thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that um, we're gathering all the information that we need. So we're going to change this, we're going to move this. So if the question matches a tool's trigger condition, um, ask clarifying questions. We're going to say 2 to 3. Oops. Ask 2 to 3 clarifying questions to make sure you have everything you need to successfully help the caller. Confirm the information being submitted before triggering the tool. So all I'm doing here is making sure that somebody says, "Hey, I'd like to submit a support ticket." Cool. Let's ask 2 or 3 questions. What's your question about? And just make sure that we have all that information. If no tools are available or the question does not match a tool's trigger condition, politely inform the caller that a team member will reach out to them with an answer. Love that. Makes sense to me. Redirect the conversation back to gathering the remaining contact information without engaging in further details about their question. Yep, that makes sense to me. Next, general rules for handling callers' queries. Avoid asking for further details regarding their query and do not repeat the same sentence verbatim. Um, I don't like this. We're going to change this to say if the caller's request is vague or you are unsure of the proper response, then ask clarifying questions to complete the actions. Stick to provided information only. Only respond with information given in the prompt or tool instructions. Do not add extra details that have not been specified. I like that. AI has a way of kind of going off the reservation. If information requested by caller is not specified in the prompt, say that a member will reach out to them with an answer. Okay. Avoid assumptions and generalizations. I really like that. You are only allowed to work information provided in the prompt. Do not confirm, infer, or guess any details that are not explicitly stated. Cool. Important note that after multiple queries from caller throughout the conversation, you continue to strictly adhere to the provided instructions. Do not assume, generalize, or infer information beyond what is given. Always stick to the script and avoid adding information that is not explicitly mentioned. Um, One of the other things that I want to do for you guys is I do want to create, I am going to create a GPT to help you develop this out as well. So we're going to use AI to program AI because nothing like making them self-aware. Allow the caller to request to speak to a live representative. Yeah, that's the one we added. Okay, script instructions for inbound calls. Ensure the caller of a prompt callback from our team, highlighting communication from our team, highlighting our commitment to satisfaction. Okay. Instructions. In the call, once you have catered to the client's queries and gathered the request details by thanking the caller again, assuring them that their issue is being addressed and wishing them a pleasant day. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I think this is a good starting point for our receptionist. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to copy and just going to paste all that in here. Okay. Then we're going to go to next. Right now we're on the basic plan. That's cool. But we want to set this up for our toll-free number. We are going to leave the working hours off, and then you hit save, and that's it. I know this seemed like a lot, guys. Like I said, I was working. This is the first time. Like you can see, this is our first AI agent that's available. But there are a lot of really cool things that are happening with this. Like I said, there are outbound. Let me show you this. You can see here the outbound call is coming soon. There will be a lot of restrictions. There will be a lot of um, like rules. Basically, we're not bound to create a spam farm, nothing like that. We want to make sure that everything is legit, everything is working. But this inbound call is a great way to get started and just get used to it. What we're going to plan on is next week. I'm going to go live 3 times next week instead of just 2, because I want to spend a whole day just working with you guys through programming your AI chatbots and call bots. And what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this one on Tuesday, but we'll create a GPT for you that you can go through, and it's going to ask you all the questions, and then from there it will kick out these responses for you with this, because I think there's a lot that you could do with streamlining this using the AI to program your AI. But we'll get into that hot and heavy next week. Oh wait, today's only Wednesday. Let's do that on Friday. We're going to do this on Friday. Sorry, we're gonna because this is going to be a huge part for like the AI chatbot, the call bots, all the other stuff that we're going to be working on with AI. We're going to need this, and we'll need that. We'll need to be able to create these instructions like at a drop of a hat. So we'll create. So next this coming Friday, we're going to focus on creating a GPT to program your AI and to really help you think through it. And the beauty of it is that I'll have this programmed out for you. So if you join me on Friday, you'll get access to this free GPT to get in here and start setting up everything so that we can program your AI call bot to do whatever it is that you want it to do. Think through all of that, and then be as efficient as we can. Think through any obstacles with it with Chat GPT and go from there. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day. See you on Friday. We're gonna dive in hot and heavy on programming your GPT. Really get into the details. I wanted to start you guys off by showing you this AI call bot today because it's awesome. I'm super stoked about this. There's gonna be a lot of really cool things. So come hang out with me again on Friday. And if you have any other questions in the meantime, throw them in the comments. Chat with us in either of our communities, whether it's in the resource center or on Facebook communities or wherever you find us. Just let us know how we can help, and we will see you guys on